Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's happening? So the brother Keith Thurman was on Fight Hype doing a little candid interview in the midst of his training. Looks like he's, I don't know if he's getting ready for a fight or if he's just doing some casual training to stay in shape and stay sharp and things like that. But Nestor, it seems like that was a old boy Nestor, working with Fight Hype. He was asking Keith Thurman a couple of things, and they was talking about the Earl Spence and Manny Pacquiao fight coming up. And you can say what you want about Keith Thurman, but one thing you can't say is that he don't know this boxing. You know what I'm saying? The guy is extremely intellectually gifted when it comes to analyzing fights, breaking it down, very articulate, and he knows what he's talking about. And it's always great to have a guy like that who has that type of mind when they breaking down fights. And then it's just the icing on the cake that he is an actual, world-class fighter himself. And on top of that, he's fought Manny Pacquiao. So for this particular matchup, it's a beautiful thing to have somebody of this caliber, that could speak on the fight and give their point of view. So, Keith Thurman said something that was very, very telling. Something that I've been saying when I break down this Spence versus Pacquiao fight, when he talked about the work rate. He said that you got to get your work rate up. You got to have your work rate on point, young blood. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got it in you. That lets me know that Keith Thurman knows that he could have done better in that fight. Even though I picked Manny Pacquiao to win, Keith Thurman know he could have went for broke. He could have gave it a little bit more than he did. You know what I'm saying? He kind of played it safe. You dig what I'm saying? But he talked about, man, you gotta get your work rate up. He said I was 15 punches away from winning that fight. Keep in mind, y'all, that Manny Pacquiao with a knockdown in the first round, it was the first or the second round, might have been the first. But even with a knockdown, that fight was won by Manny Pacquiao via split decision. Split decision, even with a knockdown. You know what I'm saying? That's how razor thin close the fight was. You know what I'm saying? And Keith Thurman said, hey, I was 15 punches away from winning that fight. And it's all about work rate. Remember what I told y'all. When Keith Thurman was having success versus Manny, he was coming forward, putting pressure on Manny Pacquiao, throwing punches. When he got knocked down, that flash knockdown, he was going back off of, what I'm saying? And I talk about this all the time when it comes to Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? He don't really, when he get hurt, he don't react correctly, in my opinion. And then even when he's not hurt and he's just trying to evade shots, he just bag back in a straight line. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to either tying up or, using lateral movement, pivots and stuff like how Earl do. Earl use pivots. But Keith Thurman, he just bag back and just bag back. And that's how he got caught with a flash. Now, I think he was off balance, but I do believe that the punch had some effect. It surprised him. I don't think he was like hurt, but it surprised him and he was off balance. So it was a combination of the two and he went down. But he talked about how your work rate got to be on point, especially versus Manny Pacquiao. And Earl Spence has an incredible work rate. He's thrown over 1,000 punches in a fight. And he showed you in multiple fights that he gets stronger as the fight goes. Now that he's back with Blu-ray, now that he's in the best shape of his life, he said that he was only 75 to 80% versus Danny Garcia. Even Keith Thurman said, yeah, I believe that. You dig what I'm saying? Because coming off of the accident, the layoff, which is what I really think it was, then coming off of the accident, mentally, the sharpness, the reactions, the rhythm and all of that different things, you know what I'm saying? As far as his percentage, where he felt like he just felt like he was a little off because you've been out the ring so long. Plus, your reaction time off, and then you want to, kind of see how your body react after being in that accident and things like that. He still went out there and dominated Danny better than Danny's been dominated in any fight. Came forward the whole fight. Work rate was crazy. He threw hella punches in that fight. But now he's sharp as attack. Quote from Earl the True Spence Jr. And he's sharp as ever. He's gonna be in the best shape that you ever seen him in. He's gonna be a physical specimen. I told y'all he gonna look like Bruce Leroy, like he got the glow. Gonna be cut up like a bag of dope, chisel. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a straight action figure. You dig what I'm saying? So Earl Spence, his work rate is gonna be extremely important in this fight. He gotta start early. I would like to see Earl take the first 2 rounds just to be patient, use his jab, establish distance. He don't got to just come at Manny Pacquiao like a crazed bull and nothing like that, being reckless. He can, be patient, keep the fight in the middle of the ring. Don't go back. Keep the fight in the middle of the ring and use his jab and control the distance. You know what I'm saying? Let Manny Pacquiao be the one jumping in for the first couple of rounds, but don't go back. Just, he can use pivots and move how he normally move, but keep that shit in the middle of the ring, like how Josh Taylor did versus Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez was trying to come forward and put pressure on him, but Josh Taylor, he used his jab, used his distance control, kept that shit in the middle of the ring. You dig what I'm saying? And then as the fight go on, 3rd, 4th, 5th round, that's when you start pressing forward slowly but surely, just like in the Leonard Bundu fight. He kept the fight in the middle of the ring versus Leonard Bundu. You know what I'm saying? And use his jab, control the distance. And then as you seen rounds 5, and he stopped him in round 6, but round 5, round 6, he started to put the pressure on and come forward. He kind of let him get off, you know what I'm saying? Downloaded data, and then he started coming forward. And we know Manny Pacquiao gonna be as active as ever in those first 5 or 6 rounds. So his work rate gonna show early. He don't got no choice because he gonna get tired later in the fight. He's older. Plus, he gonna have to try to hurt Earl Spence. He gonna have to do some hella work early in the fight to gain the respect of Earl Spence Jr. because he know Earl gonna be coming forward with strength, aggression, precision, power, and an accumulation of ass whooping for the rest of that fight. So Manny Pacquiao know that he gonna have to start early. That's his best chance to have any success. You know what I'm saying? But Earl Spence's work rate is gonna be extremely important, and I can see Earl Spence throwing 1,000 punches in this fight. If it does go the distance, if it gets stopped in between 8 and 11, like I think you can see Earl Spence very well throw 800 to 900 punches in this fight. You know what I'm saying? And be very accurate. You know what I mean? Because he's going to throw that jab a lot. And even if it don't land, that jab is going to be very effective, blinding Manny Pacquiao, keeping him at bay. So I thought that was very telling, man. Keith Thurman said, gotta have your work rate up, young blood, especially if you got it in you. But that's right there. What he meant by that was saying, if you can give more, give more. Don't hold nothing back. Because I was only 15 punches away from winning that fight. Y'all keep in mind that Manny Pacquiao, it took everything out of Manny Pacquiao to beat Keith Thurman in that fight. And he got a knockdown, and he still only won by split decision. That lets you know how razor thin close that fight was. And that was 2 years ago. That's Manny Pacquiao's last fight 2 years ago on a 2-year layoff. What do Manny Pacquiao have left in the tank now? What do he have left for Earl the True Spence Jr.? A world-class southpaw. Keith Thurman also mentioned this. When the last time you seen Manny Pacquiao versus a world-class southpaw like this? You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all can't even name the last southpaw you seen Manny Pacquiao fight. You dig what I'm saying? The last southpaw he fought was probably down in the booger weights, 118 and 122 or some shit. You can't even name the last southpaw Manny Pacquiao fight without going to BoxRec or Google or something. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments about Keith Thurman's perspective on this fight. You know what I'm saying? And, I can't wait for this fight, man. This is the biggest fight in boxing. It's going to be a great matchup. 2 great styles, 2 great champions, a legend, an icon versus an up-and-coming superstar in Earl Spence Jr., man. And, passing of the torch, changing of the guard, man. This is what boxing is all about. This is what boxing is all about. Big fights, great matchups, entertaining styles and you know, just fun fights for the fans. And I think you're gonna get a lot of action on August 21st, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Contender Regime Boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.